Louisiana beer reviews, Assateague IPA. This is a New England IPA. And Assateague Island is not in New England, it's in Eastern Virginia. But anyway, Cape Charles Brewing Company, don't know when they were founded, I tried to find out on their website. A healthy dose of Citra Mosaic hops deliver a juicy tropical flavor and aroma without the bitterness of your everyday IPA. Well, I think these days your everyday IPA is not too bitter. We never filter or clarify Assateague, so a healthy yeast haze lingers behind, giving you a pleasant mouthfeel. It says the Assateague tribe spent their summers on the island while one of Blackbeard's wives called it home for most of her life. Saltwater cowboys still round up the ponies annually. They have wild horses live on the island. And salvage companies are still recovering sunken Spanish treasure, undoubtedly appealing to many throughout history. This Assateague Island treasure is sure to do the same. 7.2% alcohol, 25 IBUs. It's their Cape Charles Brewing Company's take on a modern New England style IPA. It's a barrier island, and the northern part of the island belongs to Maryland and the southern part to Virginia. And this is an adhesive, a shrink wrap label on a pint can. And this was sent to me by Douglas in Virginia. Thank you, Douglas. And there's no date on the can, guys. Put the damn date! So I don't know how old or new it is. I know it won't pop, though. Wow, the tab didn't work. True story, the tab did not work. Haven't had that happen before. Okay, so, This turned out to be a troublesome product. This is the first video review for this ale in the world. Okay, so got a little mess here. So I can see with the tab not fully depressed that it's going to make that little flare. It's a flare! It's just a flare! Okay, we don't want that. Get rid of it. Okay, sorry about that. This can is kind of inferior. It's like, it seems softer than normal. Okay, what do you think, Lance? All right. So, I don't know what to tell y'all. Not much head, a thin, off-white head, and just like the last IPA from a neighboring location, the District of Columbia, we did a dual review with the air conditioner cutting on of Blue Jackets Challengers Hazy IPA. All right, 25 IBUs. Come on now. You're going to call out an IPA? It's a pale ale. Yeah, it's an orange ale. But, all right, we'll just try to be fair. Independent craft brewer started by a mother and her two sons. And that's a true story. I've never been to that island. I know National Geographic had an article about it when they had established the like Assateague Island National Seashore or something like that. I know that I was just in Florida this month and they have Gulf Islands National Seashore. But I didn't stop. I didn't have time. I went hiking in a state forest for 2 hours and only got lost a little bit. Okay, anyway, It smells like white bread crust, but it doesn't smell nearly as fruity as that Blue Jacket Challengers. Let's go with the taste. I mean, yeah, they're saying it's not as bitter. It's not too bitter. 2 out of 5 hop cones. Sugar units are low. It's not too sweet. 2 out of 5 sugar cubes. So it's a dry beer. It's not bitter. It's not really particularly fruity. The body's medium. The finish is very dry. Like I said, I don't know about crisp. Lagers are crisp, like Old Milwaukee. But pleasant mouthfeel. Yeah, I would say it's pleasant. The mouthfeel is pleasant. Most beers have a pleasant mouthfeel. I don't know about Earthquake High Gravity, but most beers have a pleasant mouthfeel. In my experience, at least. Opaque. Orange. It's orange. Is that pale? Well, you can decide. I don't know. I wouldn't call it pale. I would call this a dry orange ale. That's how I would classify it, a dry orange ale. If Douglas had not sent this to me, I'd have never been able to try it, I don't think, in any real sense. I mean, I could have stumbled across it, but I doubt I would have ever tried it. It's pretty carbonated. Does it taste old? No. It doesn't taste old. There's a major highway that runs through that part of Virginia, U.S. Highway 13. You know, Delaware, then into Maryland, then into Virginia, crosses a strait of water, and it even goes through a tunnel. It's like a complicated, sort of like the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge type setup. And I've been through both of those passageways, and then it goes to that southern Virginia, Maine, other part of the mainland area, and that's where Douglas is from, that area. So he has a lot of interesting craft breweries around there, and a lot of interesting, even former, craft style breweries like Devil's Backbone. Boy, that's in Western Virginia, but you can still get access to all of this exciting beers. This one I wouldn't call exciting. I would call it rather bland. Doesn't have nearly enough bitterness to justify calling it an India Pale Ale. It's a pale ale, if you want to say that. Untapped saying 75. I find that a bit high for Untapped. Beer Advocate saying 87. Very good. And then Rate Beer saying, oh, really? It's a 50 out of 100. They're saying it's damn bad. And in the style, it's like an 18 or whatever they gave it. They just think it's a disaster. I don't know if I would say it's a disaster, but it's not. It's a Power Master, 7.2. It's not a Flavor Master. Even the flavor's sort of muted. It's just sort of blah. Like what mass-produced beer would I compare it to? I can't think of any. I can think of some that were even lower scored lower than this because of other problems like almost being flat with no foam and no lacing and just no character, like Keystone Premium. I must have been on to something, right? It was discontinued years ago. No, this is pretty drab, dreary and drab, but it's not a 50 out of 100. I wouldn't drink. Would you drink something that was 50% bad? I wouldn't. I'd be afraid it would kill me. Oh, wow. Air conditioner. That's a clue to get off. And I was ready to get off of this anyway. Man, I don't like when people send me beer in a way because, I mean, I tell them don't send me beer and they still want to. You know, I don't like to see people go to the trouble and expense. If it's a beer company and they ask to send me beer, that's different. They can afford it, you know. But Douglas wanted to do it. But he wants me to give honest scores too. He doesn't want me to just say, oh, it's great, he sent it to me. No, he knows I don't play that. I don't drive down that route. It's very dry. I mean, I've said that like 3 times now. It's okay. I'll give it a 77. It's a C. It's average. I gave Keystone Premium a C minus, like barely marginal, like nearly a D. That was like 2013 when I last found it, I believe. I found I had to buy a whole 30 pack. Keystone Ice though, Keystone Light's pretty good light beer, you know. But Keystone Ice, that's the winner there. That would destroy this beer. And you say, but that's a lager, it's not an ale. Actually, not Keystone Ice. That's discontinued also. I'm thinking of Milwaukee's Best Ice. Because Milwaukee's Best Premium was much better than Keystone Premium. But Milwaukee's Best Premium was discontinued in 2021. A tragedy, a fiasco. What a solid beer, you know. If there was ever a solid beer, it's so wonderful. Okay, so Milwaukee's got it straight. Milwaukee's Best Ice. It is an ale, actually. Look at the can. It's always said ale. Or beer. Here's a can right here from years ago. Remember this old label? Miller, Milwaukee's Best Ice. Ale. Ale. Not India Pale Ale, not Pale Ale, just ale. It's just way better than this. Alright, so, but be that as it may, that's all I can say. It is, no one's saying you can't do what you want to do. Do what you want to do, but it is what it is. So, I'm going to go with, like I said, a C 77. Okay, I think that's a fair score. 77, 7.7 out of 10. It's okay. I bet the price ain't no C level price though, but thank you anyway, Doug. You let me try it, and I'm giving you an honest review. I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to Cape Charles is not too far from that island. Cape Charles Brewing Company, and take a tour.